And that's what it'll be.
Or you're telling me 11:59?
This is fine, that's what it will be like, yes.
Are you kidding me? And she's an outfit.
Why do they go to that? Just save the whole row up here.
Yeah, just a few. Amy, nice to meet you.
February.
So, I have not been as active the last year.
It's Dortmund's, but there was all these.
That's why I know. So welcome.
So you're just taking up all of them. Well, I was hoping, you said his son was there, so I'm gonna hurt him. Discount's only good. In Anthony's car, and he was like, he said, you said you could leave this building. All right, I said, you're needed here. It was nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
I said, oh, you're gonna have to call him. Sorry.
That's good.
And then it started you probably do not know that. Wait a second. Nothing.
I texted him last night when I saw that. I said,
I mean, I went into the office.
You say that, like it's a shock. It's like sometimes you could really surprise me more than her.
Charlie young son, he's the worst. Yeah, he's such a great. I'm very surprised he is.
Only the other
That's what I said.
Thank you. Trust me, I should not
I said the same thing about her.
I just don't understand. I didn't even look at the agenda, so I'm sure there's something.
I'm at her today.
That's right.
It's inevitable.
Okay, I'm assuming.
He would wear
That's where we get it. At least you can catch it. All right, you guys ready?
I'm done.
Well,
This is what I'm gonna do.
it's not like,
That one.
no. So you get ready for time.
Morning, everyone. I ask you to please rise for opening prayer and pledge of allegiance before we convene the Commissioners' public meeting. Dear gracious and loving God, we reflect this time of year on the Thanksgiving season. We thank you are perfectly faithful to us. You stand on your promises and you never fail us. You instruct us to bring everything to you in prayer. And so many times our prayers are filled with what we want instead of being thankful for what we have. The word silent can also be spelled with the same letters to the word listen. We should be silent and listen to your answers in our prayer. This Thanksgiving season, when so many are suffering across the world, let us be eternally grateful for the blessings you have bestowed upon us. Let us follow your example of love and compassion by reaching out. Let us show your love to those in need and those who are suffering hardships. And Father, we remember this morning the 5 service members tragically lost last week over the Mediterranean Sea. We pray for the comfort for those families. We ask you to protect and guide all our service members daily. We thank you that they've answered the call to protect our freedoms. Now guide us through our discussion this morning. We ask for your hand to be over us. These things we humbly ask in your name. Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Morning, everyone. We ask this time we'll convene the Commissioners' public meeting and ask for approval of the minutes of the previous meeting.
I'll move to approve. A second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. So carried. Do we have public comment on agenda items only at this time? Anyone online, Matt?
No.
Okay, hearing none, we'll move on to, we have proclamation today.
Okay.
They're over there.
Healthy Sleep Proclamation. Whereas the safety of children in Lycoming County is of the utmost importance, and whereas thousands of infants in the United States die each year due to placement in an unsafe sleeping environment, infant fatalities caused by unsafe sleeping environments are entirely preventable. And whereas the safest sleeping environment for infants is alone in an empty crib, while lying on their backs with a tightly fitted sheet, as well as warm, comfortable sleepwear. And whereas the National Institute of Child Health and Human Development provides family members and child care providers with access to resources about creating safe sleeping environments for infants on their website. Now, therefore, we, the Commissioners of Lycoming County, hereby proclaim the month of November 2023 as Infant Safe Sleep Month and encourage the community to spread awareness of how to create a safe sleeping environment for all infants and young children throughout the county. The witness whereof we've set our hand and seal on the 16th day of November 2023. Signed, Lycoming County Commissioners Scott L. Metzger, Chairman, Tony Armasair, Vice Chairman, and Richard Maravito, Secretary. You know, this is done every year by our coroner, Mr. Kiesling, and his department, and it's amazing that it's another year. And I'm sure that they're going to come and speak to us, right, Mr. Chairman?
Please come up.
You should introduce yourself, Kate.
I'm Kate Kiesling. I'm the Chief Deputy of the Coroner's Office, as well as the coordinator for the Lycoming County Cribs for Kids program that's run out of our office. So good morning. In partnership with the Commissioners and Representative Joe Ham, who unfortunately could not be here today, we recognize November as Infant Safe Sleep Month, not just in Lycoming County, but across Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania has been a leader in educating about safe sleep. Act 73 of 2010, which was signed into law by Governor Rendell, mandates that every mother before leaving a birthing hospital in the Commonwealth be given infant safe sleep education. Pennsylvania is the first state to pass such legislation and recognizes that saving little lives is a big deal. Dedicating November as Infant Safe Sleep sorry, I already said that. The number one cause of death for infants is due to unsafe sleeping environments, a death that is preventable. In Lycoming County, we continue to educate our community about the importance of safe sleep, and thankfully we have not had any infant deaths due to unsafe sleep in 2023. We continue to educate our community about the ABCs of safe sleep. Babies should be alone on their backs in a safety-approved crib with a tightly fitted sheet and nothing else. We should share our rooms but not our beds with our babies for the first year. Infants should sleep in a room maintained around 72 to 75 degrees Fahrenheit to avoid overheating. The risks of SIDS can also be reduced by avoiding exposure to cigarette smoke, alcohol, and illicit drugs. Breastfeeding, routine immunizations, and use of a clean pacifier have also been shown to lower the risks. Do not be misled. Car seats, bouncers, swings, and other positioners are not to be used for sleeping. All caregivers should practice the same safety tips for every nap time and every bedtime. So one thing, obviously you do this from year to year, and I kind of repeat the same safe sleep information. But luckily this year I was awarded some grant funding through the Charlie's Kids Foundation. So I just kind of wanted to read information about that. It's called Turning a Tragic Loss into a Catalyst for Change. On April 6th, 2010, college sweethearts Sam and Mara Hank welcomed their first child into the world. Charlie Paul Hank was beautiful and healthy, and the new parents were elated. Just 3 weeks later, on April 28th, Sam and Mara experienced the most devastating loss a parent can imagine. The night before, like so many new fathers do, Sam laid down on the couch with Charlie asleep on his chest. Sam woke up, but Charlie didn't. At just 3 weeks old, Charlie had died, brought on by an unsafe sleep environment. Sam is a pediatric cardiologist, and Mara was a kindergarten teacher. They were as prepared and diligent as two new parents could be. In the midst of their grief, Sam and Mara realized that if this tragedy could happen to them, it could happen to anyone. Charlie loved being read to, so that on the day that should have been his first birthday, they started the Charlie's Kids Foundation to honor Charlie's memory and to do everything in their power to prevent other parents from experiencing the same loss they had. So we know safe sleep is hard. We also know it's worth it. Obviously, children in Lycoming County that die are of the utmost disheartening situations we deal with as deputies in the coroner's office. So it's near and dear to my heart. I have two little kids. The program that we run through Cribs for Kids, if you're not familiar with it, we provide a safe sleep environment to low-income families in need. So anyone who goes to the hospital, if they tell social services they don't have anything for their baby to sleep in, we provide them a pack and play. That is not taxpayer dollars. That is all grant funding and donations that we go after every year. And the two people responsible for that are here. So. So my mom is here. Chuck and Gail are my mom and dad. So if you didn't catch the name, my mom was a labor and delivery nurse for 45 years and officially retired on October 20th of this year. So she has seen lots of babies. Cribs for Kids in Lycoming County was brought because of them. My dad, outside of being the coroner, is also a nurse. And they've seen these, she saw babies being born, he saw them unfortunately at the end of their lives with unsafe sleep environments. So they partnered with Cribs for Kids out of Pittsburgh, and here we are today. We have provided over hundreds of pack and plays to local families in need. So I think they're kind of the MVPs today. I brought one of the Charlie's Foundation books, and I also put some back on the table. So if you know somebody who recently had a baby or who is going to have a baby soon, please take one with you. To share for these kiddos that we have lost in Lycoming County, because we have lost way too many to unsafe sleep environments, whether it's co-sleeping, putting them in an adult bed, on a couch. Like this scenario, how many of you have slept with your child on your chest? It's an innocent thing to do, but unfortunately it has led to fatalities because of it. So, anything you want to say?
Looking at me. I don't have, she kind of said it all, I think. We started, Gail and I started having discussions back when we started the child death review team back in 2001 in my office, and we just kept seeing these unsafe sleep environments causing deaths, and we'd talk about it at the dinner table. Like, there's great discussions to have, but they finally said we got to do something. Well, this is what we've done. So now we're, since 2008, we've put out hundreds of cribs in the community. We've gotten grant funds, donations, whatever it takes to keep the program going, and we've seen years where we've gone without infant deaths because of unsafe sleep environments. So as long as I'm in this position, we're going to continue this program along with all the other child education programs as far as safety goes when it comes to safety seats, helmets on for kids wearing riding bikes, fire detectors, smoke detectors, all those things that prevent us from investigating deaths, hopefully. So we'll continue to do that. Again, all this stuff is all funded, as Kate already said, without tax dollars. It's all donation and grant driven. So thank you for the support.
Kate, what you said today is very interesting, because I said this is another year, and it's hard to believe a year's gone by. But we hadn't heard stories in the past of someone who had a baby on their chest. We tend to think of people in other ways, sleeping in bed, and that is, it's almost like driving when you're tired, right? inevitably you're gonna wind up. And so that's a good message for us to try to get out to the public, that that innocent act can unfortunately result in a fatality.
How many counties, you know, you do the program, the Safe Kids, and we read the emails all the time. How many counties do this?
I don't have a real number. There's a few, but they're not all driven by the coroner's office. There's some of them are coming out of children and youth departments and other agencies kind of take it on and run with the programs. There's been a push across the country nationally to try and get law enforcement, fire, EMS, people that respond into houses and have the ability to they see, oh, this baby's sleeping on a couch. Well, then they can ask the question, hey, to the parents, do you have a crib, you know, for that child? Because if not, let's get you one, you know. And so that's probably another lesson that we should try to, you know, spend some time getting fire, EMS, and law enforcement folks more in tune to look around when they're in these places, even if it's for whatever reason, they see a baby sleeping in an unsafe sleep environment, they could ask the questions and reach out to us and make the referral. And we'll certainly provide the cribs, you know, as needed. So, but yeah, I don't have a real good answer for that. But there's some. I mean, there's been a push out there nationally to try and get some more of these programs going. So.
Well, you know, I ask that question because I've talked to many commissioners throughout the state, and some of them don't.
Mm-hmm.
The majority of them don't.
Mm-hmm.
And we are blessed and highly favored that we have a Kiesling family in our county. I don't know where you find the energy at.
You can't tell I'm incredibly tired.
It's been a rough
But I noticed you passed it on to your daughter.
Sleep's
But yeah.
optional in our house.
We are grateful, and it's just amazing what work you do.
Thank you.
The whole family.
Yeah, we do thank you, seriously, because
Thank
it
you.
isn't something you have to do. As you said, you talked about it at dinner, and then you took action, and that's really good. So, yeah.
Thank you.
Chuck, thank you. The
Okay.
prevention's the key. And, you know, the safety helmets, the car seats, you know, this program. And if we can prevent one death, it's definitely worth it.
Yeah.
And I know through these programs that it's happened.
Mm-hmm.
No doubt about it. It's
Yeah,
happened.
we went from seeing, you know, anywhere from 2, 3, 4 in a year to years without, you know, deaths. So it's clearly, as the word gets out there and people get educated and they think about where they're placing their baby to sleep, it does save lives. You know, it has to.
Thank you for being
Thank
proactive,
you.
you and your staff. And Gail, thank you also.
Yeah, Scott.
And thank you for your 45 years of service.
Do you want me to swap?
There you go. Great. Okay, very nice.
All right, count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Chuck. And Chuck, real quick update on your building, if you want to say something real quickly.
Yeah, it's coming along. The building's stripped out. We're working on the whole process. Yeah, looking forward to getting things up there and where we'll have be able to bring everything into one place instead of 5 different locations. So,
Okay.
the trucks will be in the garages up there soon. We're finishing up the door openers so we can get them in and out without, you know, hossing doors up and down.
Okay.
And our maintenance department did that
Yeah.
gutting of the
maintenance
building.
guys,
They did
PRC folks,
Along
they've
with
been
PRC,
cleaning brush,
right,
they-
staff,
they've
yep.
really
Did a
been
great
going
job.
to town, doing a lot of
Yeah.
work up there.
Save the taxpayers a lot of
So
money.
It's worked out well.
We had the PRC staff here today. We want to thank you,
Great.
Rob, Chris, Warden, thank you for allowing those inmates to go up there and help do the work. So,
Yeah.
And thank the inmates.
yeah, thank you inmates for doing the work too.
Thanks.
Okay. Appreciate it.
Okay, moving on to your reports, Kalen. Accounts payable cash requirements, jury panel, and poll over pay.
Good morning, Commissioners.
Morning.
Presented for your ratification are invoices due through November 22nd, 2023, to be paid on November 15th, 2023 for $769,056.49. The breakdown is as follows, with 43.32% being funded by the general fund at $333,176.97. 4.58% is being funded by ARPA grants at $35,250. 10.58% is being funded by Act 13 grants at $81,350. 28.72% is being funded by other grants and pass-through monies at $220,844.91. 12.62% is being funded by RMS at $97,075.55. And 0.18% is being funded by escrow at $1,359.06.
Probably the biggest one here is the, well, we've got some supportive housing money going out to STEP and YW. We have the hotel tax at 160, almost 169,000, and then some tank repairs, Beaver Lake, that's the Water, Sewer, and Water Authority.
And motion?
I'll move to approve.
Any questions or comments besides that? Okay, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. So carried.
Next, I have presented for your ratification is jury panel number 32 to be paid on November 15th, 2023 for $3,503.75. And this is funded 100% through court funds.
Okay, motion?
I'll move to approve.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. So carried.
And finally, I have presented for your ratification is the first poll worker pay run to be paid on November 16th, 2023 for $86,354.81. And this is also funded 100% through court funds.
I have a motion.
I'll move to approve.
I'll second.
We have Forrest and Honest. Forrest, would you like to say anything?
Sure, yeah.
We'd like to thank our poll workers. Most
Yes.
importantly, it's amazing the work they do for as little pay as they get.
It is. It's essentially community service.
It is.
They're some of the best people in the county. This is a new process we're using to pay poll workers through court funds. We're hoping it's gonna go faster than some of the processes we followed in the past. And it's a new process right now, so it's been a bit of a growing experience for us and for the poll workers. But this expenditure, the $86,000, represents pay that's gonna go out to over 500 people who worked at our 81 voting precincts on election day. So that's how many people it takes to make democracy work on the ground. At fire halls, township buildings, community facilities, all over the county. That's the cost of, government by the people, and the poll workers do a fantastic job of carrying that out. I usually try, I don't always succeed, but I try to go out to a couple places every election, see the poll workers, thank them for what they're doing. And it's amazing because you go through the training and you're always, kind of nervous, how is everything gonna go? Because small d democracy can be both majestic and messy when it unfolds on election day, but you go out there and the poll workers have it all under control. You go out there, they got the equipment, they got their tables set up, and they have their own little corner of the county they're holding down their fort, and they come back at the end of the night and it's all great. So if you see a poll worker, if you know a poll worker, thank them for the work that they do, because it is getting more complicated every year. But that's what this expenditure is for, and we're thankful to them for the work that they do.
Forrest, the term
Yes.
court funds
Yes,
is the name of the service, right?
that's right.
It's not court money. The money is not coming from the courts. Court funds is the name of the company that is delivering the money to them, right? The money is coming from either Act 781 or 70.
Well, it's,
88?
yeah, it's going to be an eligible expenditure under the Act 88
Right.
of 2022.
That we get
grant
from the
program.
state. I just wanted to clarify that,
Right.
because people might hear court funds and think, oh, money from the courts is going to pay poll workers.
Yeah, it's, one of the categories of eligible expenditures is compensation for poll workers under that grant. So this is a major part of the grant. And then court funds is the name of the new payment system we're using, in which the poll workers and jurors, which we just saw, they receive a prepaid card that has the value on it. And so it cuts out some of the normal county payroll processes, which means they get the compensation in their hands more quickly. Where our target now is 2 weeks out from the election, we've had some years where it's gone 3 weeks or 4 weeks or even a little longer, so.
I think the company got started with juror duty money.
That's right.
Yeah,
There
now
are-
they're branching out to,
And there are some other counties that already use this for poll workers where the reviews have generally been good. It's just you have to teach the poll workers the new system, and that's always the first time you roll it out is always the challenge.
So the big message should be that this is not a scam, this is real.
That's right. You always, we were making calls to some of the poll workers saying we need to confirm your card number. And we realized how weird that, we're calling about your car's extended warranty. But no, it is real. We were calling poll workers to say, hey, we need that number off the card that we gave you so that, we can flip the switch up in the sky and put the value on that card. It's like you get a gift card at the store, there's nothing on it until they swipe it at the register. And that's what we have to do. That's what we're in the process of doing now, so that card has the money that they earned assigned to it, and they can use it.
And if there is a problem with a poll worker or a juror that has an issue of it not going through properly electronically, please reach out to us so we can make sure it gets corrected.
Absolutely. There's a number where they can try court funds, but they always know the voter services number. And, those poll workers, they're a headstrong bunch. They will call us if there's a problem, so we'll get them squared away.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Forrest. Okay, a motion?
I'll move to approve.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, so carried. Thank you. Thank you, Caitlin.
Thank you.
All right, information items. Warden.
Morning, Commissioners. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to be here today and to recognize one of our coworkers, Carrie Snook. I was preparing to speak today, and I asked a couple coworkers to give me some words to describe Carrie. When you ask coworkers to give words to describe a coworker, sometimes you have to be careful on what responses you get, but not with Carrie. Some of the things that people said were dedicated, passionate, creative, hardworking, professional, sincere, and then some more of the personal things. Amazing, charismatic, loyal, humble, and friend, and bestie for some people. Those are just a couple of words that describe Carrie and the type of person she is and the type of employee that she is. A little bit of history on her. Carrie started out as a resident supervisor at the pre-release center and then left. Went to find another job and only to be pulled back. Good for us. And thankfully, she chose to come back and be a corrections counselor at the pre-release center. And she's held that position since 2009. Along with the duties of being a corrections counselor, she is a representative of the court system, or of the prison system within the court, as far as being a member of the drug court and DUI court committees. She's also one of our hostage negotiators. So she doesn't just focus on the specific duties, she's branched out and has increased her portfolio, so to speak. And she's been very instrumental in her career with some of the programs that have been developed at the PRC. She's helped to develop the fatherhood program. She's set up a book club for inmates. She runs something called the Empower Hour and Life Skills. She's worked with Lycoming College on doing mural artwork, on a mural artwork project. And then most recently with the Penn College Communication course. And this is something that she collaborated with Professor Craig Miller from Penn College to bring this course into the pre-release center for inmates. This was initiated last fall of 2022. And the program, just to give you a real brief explanation of it, it's a free course, and it's an 8-week course that's designed to develop communication, professional communication, and as it directly relates to employment and leadership skills for people. So when you have a focus of reentry, which the county, not just the prison system, but the county's focusing on reentry, it makes sense to offer somebody who maybe hasn't made the best decisions in their life an opportunity to better themselves. And this is certainly one of those programs. The program has been well received by the inmates, and it opens another door for them. And having sat in on a lot of interviews over the last couple of years, this is something that certainly we need to be training people on how to present themselves professionally and to work on some leadership skills and to develop their professional communication skills. So it's certainly a beneficial program. We appreciate that Penn College is collaborating with us in providing this. Due to her work on setting this up, on September 11th, she received notification that she was nominated for the YWCA North Central PA Women of Excellence Award in the education category. The criteria for that award, and I'll read off what it says on their website. It says, this award recognizes an outstanding woman who is a public or private educator, trainer, or administrator inspiring a passion for excellence, innovation, personal growth, development, and lifelong learning. Through education, training, development, community education, or alternative programs, nominees will have developed innovative programs and/or built a strong rapport with learners, parents, colleagues, or the community at large to foster learning, growth, and equitable access. So Carrie was nominated by Professor Miller for this award, and she was thrilled, and we were thrilled with the fact that she was nominated. I'm proud to announce that she actually received the award. So, another thing that, in talking to Deputy Warden Ebner about Carrie yesterday, we were discussing things, and he said Carrie likes to work behind the scenes. So I can only imagine that she's very uncomfortable standing up here today. But nonetheless, we appreciate what she has done. We can add one additional word or characteristic to Carrie, and it's award-winning, because she is now definitely an award-winning employee. And having received this award, it is my pleasure and honor to recognize her here today. We're proud of her, and she's proud of this award. We're not only proud of her, we're proud of her as a team member, not just because she's won this award, but everything that she does, not just for the pre-release center, but for the inmates and for the community. It spreads out. Her professionalism, her work ethic, it's infectious. And hopefully she's touching lives that will continue to touch other lives in the future. Congratulations, Carrie. Nothing to say?
I have a lot to say. I just don't know where to start. Proud is definitely accurate. Very proud. I always feel loved at work. But since I got this nomination, I've always followed this event, and I've watched it happen, and I've always looked at the women and with such awe and admiration, and to know that now I'm one of them is like pretty amazing. And the love and support that I've gotten from this nomination and the award has literally like blown me away. I mean, even just today we're getting ready to leave, and somebody from work that I work with regularly, but I wouldn't have thought she was going to come support me. She called and asked if she can come and ride down with us. And when Scott walked in, he said, "Are all these people here for you?" "Yeah." everybody's here for me. Like, the same thing at the Women of Excellence. Listen, the tickets cost $45 to go to it. $45, and it was a fundraiser for them, but $45 to go to the event. I had an entire row full of people supporting me. Like, my tribe is just unbelievable. Admin, like, I just can't thank them enough because they give me the flexibility that allows me to do the stuff that I do. They go after my ideas. HR's been like amazing since we got new HR. They've been awesome. Oh my gosh, I don't know. I feel like I'm accepting like a Grammy or something. And I need to make sure I'm getting all my thanks in. You know, I'm beyond grateful. I don't even think beyond grateful is enough to express how grateful I am for this award. I love what I do. I am very passionate. Sometimes it comes off in the wrong way, but I am very passionate. I love what I do, and to be recognized is amazing.
That's wonderful. We're not going to have any music or TV commercials. So, but I've had the honor of working with you for many years. It was a pleasure. All those words that your colleagues, it describes you perfectly. I would say dedicated and hardworking. I saw what you did when GEO first started, and the meetings we used to have at the college with 100 volunteers in the community, and you were a big part of that, and doing things behind the scenes, because you like doing things behind the scenes. But I want the public to know why people talk and try to organize groups about attacking a problem. You already have the group organized, and you're doing it. You're doing it, and you're getting the job done. And it's fantastic, and you are one of them. You are one of them, and well deserved, because your work ethic's off the charts, and your dedication. And it was a pleasure. I interact with you almost every day, and with work, and it was a pleasure working with you and Lindsay. And you got things done. You know, we give you can you do this for us? Can you take care of this? We didn't have to go back and ask. It was done. We knew it was in good hands with you. And prison, the county is very blessed to have you as an employee. Very blessed. Thank you.
You know, the women aren't here today whose lives you've affected, right? Because they're incarcerated or some of them have moved on. But I guarantee you that you've made a difference in their lives. And doing that is probably one of the most rewarding things you can do. And I know you know that, which is why you do it. But also the creativity. Getting them involved in education, instilling in them the self-confidence, building their ability to interact with the world. Those are like gifts that most of us got when we were younger, some of us didn't, but we take for granted that we have. And the fact that you do that is really fantastic. It's something that is an inspiration for all of us to try to do more. The program, when I heard about the program with Craig Miller, I was thrilled, because it's just, and I understand they can get credit for it, and then hopefully maybe some of them, not all of them, but some of them will go and say, you know what, I'm going to go and enroll at Penn College, or I'm going to enroll at a community college, and I'm going to change my life. So thank you on behalf of the citizens of the county and those women. Thank you for doing that. You know, I've met a lot of people over the last 8 years, and whenever I think of the PRC, I think of you, because in fact we were talking about something and I said, oh, that's the person to do it, because what Commissioner Metzger said is true. I think it's a great inspiration for younger employees here to see that if you exercise initiative, you can create the programs you want, right? We try not to hold anybody back, and you've been able to do that, so thanks a lot.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I'd just like to add congratulations.
Thank you.
I mean, this is, wow, you're right. It's an unbelievable award. And I'd like to say that we have unbelievable people here. You know, whether you're teamwork, we have future award winners in this county. And when you talk about the hostage negotiator It's called preparedness. And this county is prepared. It's incredible the amount of work that's behind the scenes of training people and giving, the administration, right, allows them to take the time to get trained or to prepare. And because of that, right, this is what happens. And when you sit back and you think of all the things, from the coroner's position to the sheriff's, of all the training that goes in to preparedness, we're ready. Whether it be an incident over at the Little League or chemicals plant, we're ready. And it's because we have people like you that will put forth the effort, and the administration that allows them to do it. So very proud of you.
Thank you.
And in closing, what's really neat about our staff, we have a coroner and a deputy coroner over here that just don't come to work. They go out and look for grant money. They look for programs that can prevent tragedies. You're out being an unsung hero, not just coming to work, but developing programming to transform lives. And that's what a lot of our staff does, and that's why it's special to work for the county. So thank you.
Thank you. I do just want to add real quick, because you said about they get credit for the course. Can I add to that?
Yeah, correct.
Okay.
Do they get credit? I thought.
Yeah, so they get 3 credits. It's a 3-credit course, and they definitely are encouraged to go to Pentec after they get out. And we do have 2 there currently right now enrolled, because Dr. Miller has applied for and been awarded grants. So they get grant money that he can split up between the people who are able or who are willing to go out and, once they're released, enroll. So we do have 2 currently enrolled that graduated, that completed the course at PRC.
Wow, that's great. I mean, too often we think we change the world by doing these, it's that kind of grassroots, one-on-one, 2 people, 2 people, 2 people. The work you're doing is changing it. So that's great news.
I'd like to get a picture.
Yeah.
And the warden, maybe you want to come?
Yep.
Yeah, the whole staff.
Yeah, whole staff.
The whole staff, yeah.
Everybody.
Yeah, we're tall. Come on, Jeffrey. Come on, Jeffrey. Push you up.
Come on.
Yeah. Slide in there, you can put some in the front.
I'm not going
Option one.
She didn't even know it.
All right, count of 3.
Okay.
1, 2, 3. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Here. Okay, personnel actions.
Commissioners, we need to remove one of the personnel actions listed on attachment A for the LPN. The individual did not successfully complete the pre-employment conditions, so we're rescinding that.
Okay.
Good morning, Commissioners. Presenting for your approval for the prison, Evan Young, and a correctional officer 1 role, full-time replacement, $20 per hour, 80 hours per pay, with a start date of November 26th. At DPS, John Mackey, in an EMA specialist role, full-time replacement, $42,393 per year, 75 hours per pay with a start date of November 27th. Also in DPS, Lindsay Dapp, EMA Clerk 3, part-time replacement, $15.31 per hour, 75 hours per pay, with a start date of December 4th. In the Sheriff's Office, Deputy Sheriff Josh Wolf, $22 per hour, 80 hours per pay period, with a retro date per the union contract back to September 3rd. At the pre-release center, Tara Brennan, Resident Supervisor 1, part-time replacement, $18.10 per hour, not to exceed 1,000 hours annually, with a start date of November 27th.
Okay. Do we just, this is the one? Department of Public Safety?
I think I got a little.
Cal- Okay.
I did both Lindsay and John back.
Okay, great. A motion.
I'll move to approve.
I'll second.
Any comments or questions? And we have Mr. Magna joining us. Thank you for joining us today. We look forward to your service and very pleased that you're joining the county's team.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you. Okay, all in favor, say aye.
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 Thank you.
So carried. Thank you.
Moving on to action items, 5.1, Nikki.
Good morning, Commissioners. We're seeking your approval to approve the Foster and Foster Actuaries and OPEB contracts. That is from the RFP we did.
Okay. A motion?
I'll move to approve.
I'll second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, so carried.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And those are the actuaries for our pension fund, right?
Correct.
All right, 5.2 through, wow, 5.8,
I
Maya.
have a lot of end-of-year stuff. The first item I have for you, 5.2, it's a vote to approve resolution 2023-23, authorizing the filing of the Commonwealth Financing Authority local share account application up to $1 million for the improvement of the new Corners facility. This is just another grant that we're seeking to help offset the cost for that project.
Okay. A motion?
I'll move to approve.
I'll second.
All in favor, say aye.
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 So carried.
The next item I have for you is vote to approve resolution 2023-24, authorizing the filing of the Strategic Management Planning Program grant application to the Pennsylvania Department of Community and Economic Development for funding up to $200,000. If you recall, we several years ago put together an application for the first round. It was, at that time, it was known as the EIP grant application. This would be for phase 2, and our intent with this application is to seek support for a new financial software system.
Okay, motion?
I'll move to approve.
I'll second.
All in favor, say aye.
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 Can I comment on that?
Yes, absolutely.
So this is an important program for our new commissioners to be aware of. One of the things we learned is that a lot of counties are getting funding from the state through this. They used to call it the
EIP program, Early Intervention Program.
Early Intervention Program, and it was associated with municipalities that were in financial distress. And in fact, Scranton had been in Act 47 for decades. The state sort of shifted its perspective, and we started to learn in the about 4 or 5 years ago, 6 years ago, that it's actually a way that counties get money from the state, because the state will pick up half the cost for some of these innovations or programs that are designed to make us more efficient. So you don't need to be in financial distress. That's the bottom line. It actually changed the name now because of the negative connotation, so it's called the Strategic Management Planning Program. But we started it, we had an evaluation done, and they looked at some of the issues that we could deal with, for example, our payroll. We just recently started doing electronic time cards. Right, so it's designed to make us more efficient. So it's something that the new board will want to follow through. You can apply multiple years, year
You
after
can
year.
go through many phases.
Many phases.
And Chester County's been very active.
Right.
And they've probably done, I think, 10, Matt? 10 or 11, you think?
At least 8, 70.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's a way to get money from the state, so.
Okay. So it's been voted and carried, 3-0. Okay. Moving on to 5-4.
Yep, 5-4, vote to approve agreement with Cybergenetics not to exceed $100,000. This is just an annual agreement that we do for the district attorney's office for forensic laboratory services and expert consultation.
Okay, motion.
I'll move to approve.
Second.
All fair side?
Aye.
Aye, so carried.
The next item, 5.5, is vote to approve the list of agreements approved by the Director of Administration for the month of October, and there were 15. Again, the majority were just annual renewals.
Okay, motion.
I'll move to approve.
I'll second.
All fair side?
Aye.
Aye, so carried.
The next item, vote to approve award for RFP for utility elevation engineering to Pencor Consulting. They were the only bidder, and we're seeking to move forward with that. And again, that's funded, grant funded.
Motion.
Move to approve.
I'll second.
All fair side?
Aye.
Aye.
The next item, vote to approve award RFP for construction management services to Skanska USA Building in the amount of $273,290. There were multiple bidders on this one, but we believe that they are the best qualified to suit for this. Will assist our efforts with the build for the coroner's office.
Okay, motion.
I'll move to approve.
I'll second.
All fair side?
Aye.
Aye, so carried.
And my last item is vote to approve resolution 2023-25 for the emergency repair of the hydraulic cylinders at the transfer station. It's in the amount of $31,099.82.
Okay, a motion.
I'll move to approve.
I'll second.
And Jason, do you have any comments on that?
Actually, thank you, Commissioners. As Commissioners, as you're aware, we pushed out immediate release. The 21st of November, we will have the transfer station shut down. There will be a crew coming in from Michigan with the cylinders. We'll shut this place down. We're going to do service work on the other parts of the transfer station while it's down with our staff. And then once we have those cylinders out, we'll get them rebuilt and we'll be able to have them on standby.
How
So,
long?
Well,
Will it take?
just one day, sir.
That's it?
Yes. Actually, the team told us a half a day, but we like to have a little bit of cushion there. So if for some reason we're open early, but with the other work that we have slated through our team, we'll probably just keep it shut down the 21st. That way we'll be open for Black Friday and when people are off and they want to get their garage and stuff, so.
So you sent out a media release on it already?
Yes, sir, we did.
Good.
And I'll just say thank you to Director McDermott and Maya for helping me out because it was definitely on the fly when we found out we had a serious leak in the cylinder. So thank you very much.
And we're doing a resolution because we're not going through the bidding process because we have an emergency.
Correct.
So the resolution documents the reason why we didn't take it out to bid.
Okay. Motion second.
Yep.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay.
Next two. Commissioners, 5.9 is approve it's corporate guarantee statement of Milton Regional Sewer Authority. Basically, it's our sludge contract that we have. We have this every couple of years. We have a sludge contract with most sewer plants. Just states the amount per ton and so forth. So it's revenue coming into us.
Okay, motion.
I'll move to approve.
I'll second.
All fair side?
Aye.
All right, so carried.
And 5.10 is just housekeeping, Commissioners. It's vote to approve contractual consent of landowner form with Pennsylvania Department of Environmental Protection. Honestly, Commissioner, we just call it Form E. Form E is simply a document that states we now own the land that we occupy and sit on as a landfill, whereas up for the last 40-some years, it said that we were leasees or renters of the property. So now we can proudly state in Form E that we are the owners of the property. And that just goes into our operational permit with DEP.
We no longer operate under a special use permit from.
Yep.
I'm gonna move it, and then I have a question.
Second.
I'll second.
Question?
So we got a letter from a constituent about the road to the church.
Yes, sir.
Maybe you can just explain who owns the church as a result of the sale and who's responsible for it and why we can and can't do certain things.
Absolutely, and I'll incorporate my neighbor, Mr. Stout. He's also helped educate the public. But the church and the cemetery are still owned by the federal government and the Federal Bureau of Prisons. So when they want to make access to the facility there, they will need to make it through the federal government at Allenwood Penitentiary. We are responsible for Allenwood Camp Lane. It comes off of Route 15, goes past Penn College and the golf course. We have it gated from there. We're responsible for that in through the camp. But the Federal Bureau of Prisons and our staff have barriers marking out where the road stops on our property. So you're not able to make access through our end. We have concrete barriers up. And the federal government put up federal signs stating no trespassing. So all control of the church and cemetery will continue to be through the federal government, as it has been for 75, 80 years. So, yes, sir.
And we have those blocks up because we don't want everyone just roaming all over the
Well,
landfill, right?
yes, sir. And part of that is the federal government, the correctional officers, the retirees and the correctional officers themselves have always made use of the ponds out back to fish. So that's no longer, the one is no longer there available to be used. So we have, that's going to be the camp area and all that is now under our, and we'll be moving forward with some other stuff next year. I'll be bringing before the commissioners.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Okay, all fair side?
Aye.
All right, so carried.
Commissioner comment.
Last Thursday night, we had our public meeting on the budget, preliminary budget for 2024. And the three takeaways that I had stated that night were, number one, no tax increase for 2024, no proposed tax increase. Number two, we had $62 million in our funds. And number three, we have $14 million in our fund balance. So the county's in good shape. We have a lot of capital projects going into next year, the year after, as we continue to put money back into our buildings and properties. One major plus is we're looking at closing next week, hopefully on this building, and then moving across the street in the near future. So we'll have one less building to take care of, which is something that we all strive towards. And so they were the three takeaways from our budget meeting. We'll continue to work on the budget, and as we finalize it going into December. Do you have anything like that on the budget, either one of you?
The 62 million in cash is not necessarily just free-flowing cash for
Right.
anything. Most of it is designated either through ARPA or other kind of regulatory statutory.
One thing I also want investments, about $2 million this year, and over the course of the 6 years, we've been able to net about $12 million over the course of the 6 years. So that's we're doing very well, 3+1, and the team working on those investments. So. Okay.
And that, by the way, that's live streamed. If you weren't able to make it to the meeting last week, it's on YouTube, right?
Yeah.
So you can see a PowerPoint that the Director of Budget put together.
And we have the county budget on the
Website.
Yep.
Okay, I'd like to make a couple comments. I had the opportunity to travel to Washington, D.C. for the rally for Israel. And it's something that I want everyone to understand, that we have to be more passionate to save our democracy. We have to be more passionate. I mean, we're looking at wars across this world, from Africa to the Middle East to right on our own border. And we have to stand up for something. And when you go to rallies such as this, and it can be anything, learn from what you hear. And I spoke to people from all across the world that attended this rally. Very peaceful. I didn't see any protesters. But they were all very concerned. I had the opportunity to speak to a lady that traveled there 2 months ago, and when they get out of the, or into the airport, they're told where the bomb shelters are at. They're told, when you hear the sirens, this is what you need to do. This is their daily lives. When a helicopter is flying over and children look up in the air and are panicking, this is their daily lives. And Matt, you've been in those zones. It's not easy. It's not easy. They want to live in peace. And everybody deserves to live in peace. And it wasn't about hatred for Palestinians, because they felt just as sorry for them as well, that they have to live under these conditions. We need great leadership in America, because the rest of the world is looking at us for that. And I got a lot out of that meeting. I hope everyone, whatever your passion is, get involved, because there is such a great energy when you go to events like this. Commissioner, you got anything to say? Because told you I'd give you a story, right? Well, my story has to do with these two items here. So a pair of boxing gloves, right? Signed by Larry Holmes and Joe Frazier.
He greeted me the first day when I was in office. He was wearing them, and he came over and he said, no.
But anyway.
I'm joking.
So, when I came into office, our responsibility is take care of the taxpayers. That's my main goal. We all work very hard for our money. We don't want it wasted. And so, healthcare was absolutely something that just blew my mind as far as the cost, the expense. And I was sitting in a meeting, and after my second year, it was we had one increase of 20-some%. Now you might not think 20-some% is, really bad, but when you're talking about $15 million, or well, back then it was about 7 or 8, that's a lot of money to have an increase. And so why? And then they're talking about the rate, utilization rate and whatnot. So another year went by, and they were going to give us another hefty increase by about, I'm not sure if you were still here when this took place, but it's going to be about 12%. But our utilization rate was down. It was down below 75%, somewhere around there. Why are we having an increase?
Industry standard.
Right. Why are we having an increase? And I say this because pay attention to the big stuff. Don't sweat the small stuff. Pay attention to the big stuff. And I said, I'm not accepting this. So you tell them to sharpen their pencils. We don't want to see a pay increase. As a matter of fact, we want to see less. So the team that was working on this negotiations come back, and they said, okay, we got it down to 9%. Now 9% sound like a bargain in comparison to what other years passed, the increases. And I said, I guess you didn't hear me, or you didn't hear us. We don't want any increases. We want a decrease. That's when she got mad. Okay. So anyway, maybe another 4 days go by, and she says, I got a meeting. Sat down, got it down to 1%. And I got up, and there was a couple of them there. Walked out. As I was walking out the door, I said, why are you doing this? You don't bring this back until you have 1%. If you would have looked at her face, it would have been like the honeymooners. To the moon, Alice, she wanted to kill me because she was working hard. She was truly working hard to get us the best rate we could do. And we still didn't accept it. And in 40 minutes, she came to the door. I mean, she was mad. She said, you got it. We had a 1% decrease. You see, I just want you to know, so the next day I come in, I threw my boxing gloves, I go home and threw my boxing gloves on her desk. I said, man, the next time, please, don't look at me like that. I was scared. Put the boxing gloves on and hit me, okay? We joked about it. Then fast forward another 2 weeks, I had a compromise on an issue with, and it was, I don't really recall what the issue was, but she wasn't on board with that one either. And I compromised with one of the other commissioners, and I said, okay, this is it. This is the small stuff. You know, I can't win them all. And she was upset that I did that. She wanted me to fight like I did before, and so she brings me in this sack with tennis balls in it. But anyway, you know, the lesson is when you're dealing with $100 million and over, right? Fight like hell, okay? You fight for every penny for the taxpayers. That's your job.
So let me follow up on this. So the practical, one of the things we did with healthcare is that we had a traditional Blue Cross Blue Shield type healthcare over the years. And as Commissioner Macer said, in that situation, the costs oftentimes just get out of control. So we transitioned to Benecon, which was a cooperative of counties. And then we were doing a little better, but we really weren't doing as much as we needed to do. So we transitioned from Benecon to a self-funded plan. This took 8 years or so, I mean, it was 6 years. In a self-funded plan, we pay every claim. So what we realized is that our employees stay a long time. And to the extent that we got hold of problems early on, we would cut our health care costs. We then, of course, put together the health center with the goal of trying to get, instead of waiting till year 10, when an employee's been here 10 years and finds they have cancer, we try to identify it early on. But what Commissioner Macer is describing is that part of what we need to do, all of us, not just the commissioners, but taxpayers, is we need to think outside the box, and we need to be willing to support elected officials when they take a leap of faith and try to do something outside the box, and understand that in the long run, we're trying to do it with a goal. And the only other thing I would add to his story is keep your eye on the money, but we can't be penny wise and pound foolish. If we don't invest anything in our community, we won't have any. We may have lots of money in the bank, but we have to have a community that grows. We have to have a community that people want to come to. So we have to both educate the public about the fact that when we're appear to be spending money, they opposed the Riverwalk when it first came. Some people opposed it. What are you spending this money for? Actually, it was built without taxpayer money locally. We used all state and federal money for the Riverwalk. The Riverwalk is something that really gives this community a different feel. So we need to both watch the money, but also not be penny wise and pound foolish. But he's absolutely right. Those big ticket items, healthcare. I've mentioned this before, the number of employees. You got to keep your eye on the number of employees. There's always pressure. It creeps up. It affects that number that Commissioner Metzger said, the $14 million in the fund balance. That's the number that we need to have at least 2 months worth of expenses, right? And so if you start creeping up at $1.5 million a year extra because you got 20 new employees, before you know it, over 4 years, There's no question in my mind, if we had had more employees in our last budget a year ago, we would have had to raise taxes, because we would have been spending that. So, and you have to work with the department heads, they understand it, they also have a mission to get their job done, right? But part of it is getting employees trained and cross-trained so that they're more efficient. That enables us also to raise wages, right? Think about what Germany did. Germany has a really high-functioning, highly skilled workforce where people are compensated, as opposed to having, many people who are not being compensated enough to survive. So, good story, Commissioner.
We talk about, we're about being proactive in, the coroner's office and Carrie today. When Commissioner Massar came in, the insurance was about $6 million. If nothing would have been done, we'd be somewhere between 18 to 20 million. When I came in office, it was 14. We then went out and got the wellness center, which was in the works. We also told our broker to sharpen his pencil, and we've been able to keep that steady. Now next year we're going to budget 12 million, so it's going in the opposite direction. And that's what we want. We want to drive it down the opposite direction, at the same time make sure people are healthy, so they come to work, and most importantly, when they retire, they can enjoy their retirement with their families, and that you're not hearing sad news about them. So again, being proactive, and that's what our team does here at the county, which each department does. They go out for ways to think outside the box and they get things done.
And going to NACO, which is the National Association of Counties, going to NACO and going to CCAP is a place to learn. You meet other commissioners, you hear their thoughts, and that's where we got Pliggett. We brought Pliggett back from that, and others. So I don't have as exciting stories to tell. I don't have any boxing gloves.
I'm clearing out my office. That's where those things I have in my office, got a lot of stories in there.
They both have two big dumpsters in the truck. It looks like Mar-a-Lago. They move stuff out. I told the commissioner I don't want to find any boxes next to his classic car in his garage. Okay. Public comment. Yes, Mr. Still.
Yes, Larry Stout, from Montgomery, but also the chairman of the board of the Montgomery Area Historical Society. And I just want to address, if you ever, and even the new commissioners, if you ever get someone that is trying to bring up the stone with the cemetery, the Historical Society has an extremely good relationship with the federal prison, and they have always cooperated. They change their people every 3 years, so I think I'm on either the 4th or the 5th new warden, but they are always cooperative. They help us. What is driving us crazy now, honestly, hardly a week goes by, well, maybe every 2 weeks. We get somebody telling us that we should do something about the fact that the building is now in decay and we're not allowed to go in it. It's a hard hat building now. And that stone church is, it's a symbol. But personally, I don't think investing $150,000 is worth it. The government, the federal government, as a taxpayer, I don't want the government to spend $150,000 on a building that we might use once, twice at most in a year. So we have but that doesn't stop. We get honestly a lot of comments. I mean, a lot of people bugging about this. I said, go ahead, get an organization, go. But we aren't going to do it. So please, communicate that. We have infinitely more important projects, and it's not demeaning it because we've highlighted it. Huddy did a video on it. I mean, it got lots of press, so we honor it. And I have relatives in that graveyard, so I'm personally involved in it. But even then, from a practical standpoint, we have a memorial service there, Memorial Day. In that time period, every year everybody can come, the prison helps us set it up, they do, and really, they take care of the building. The grass is cut, they're very, very, very cooperative. So I really don't want anybody to be bad-mouthing the federal government, oh, you know, they took it away. They're actually more angry at you guys because you could have kind of looped it into the, you know, but I don't think you wanted it either, did you? So, you know, federal government has it, and like I said, they're doing a good job. And please just communicate that it doesn't, unless they somehow develop. But I don't know. I just want to get that off my chest and off that you guys do not take extra time because it's already done. So that's it.
Thank you.
Yep.
Any other public comments at this time? Yes.
Morning, Tom Adams, Williamsport. Proverbs 3:3, do not let kindness and truth leave you. Bind them around your neck, write them on the tablet of your heart. And then, like you were saying before, you know, with the woman with the prison system, we do have really good people here, and that's one of the reasons, you know, people keep we can keep our minds on the Word of God, how He wants us to treat each other and care about each other. It's a great thing. And when Tony was talking about keeping democracy or our republic alive, we do have to fight for it, and we do have to stand up for it. Wars going across the world, and I think as a country, we really need to support Israel all out, almost like it's part of our country, because no other country will, basically, and we get blessed if we do. And that's a promise from God, and we get cursed when we don't. And so I think that's really important. And like you're saying, we don't want to see people get killed, but they do have to take care of the evil, the people of Hamas. I mean, that's what they're about. Not so much all the Palestinians, but we have to be wise about it, and that's so true. And John Quincy Adams was over in France with his father. He was about 14 years old. He was being used as in the Department of State and as an ambassador for these countries. You know, this was their education system. He was, you know, an ambassador to Russia too, eventually, at that age. His mother, Abigail, she said to him, adhere to those religious sentiments and principles which were early instilled in your mind, and remember your accountability to your Maker for all your works and actions. Dear as you are to me, I would much rather you should have found your grave in the ocean you have crossed, or that an untimely death crop you in your infant years, to see you an immoral, profligate, or a graceless child. And so morality was really important, and to have any decent society, we have to have a morality that transcends human wisdom, that only comes from the wisdom of God. So one of my comments last week when I wasn't at the meeting, one paragraph, that's why it didn't make sense. It didn't come through. So what I was talking about with the farmers, what they're doing with the big corporation, big ag, they create unfair markets for our family farmers, and that's why we see them continually being pushed out. And the dairy farms have been being pushed out for a long time. And same with the crop. So they do that through crop selection and certain seeding and stuff through the big seed companies. And they have to account for every little thing that if they don't produce or they don't use it, they're just controlled, you know, and it's killing at family farms. So my point was, I think as a county, in some ways we need to find ways to support them, and maybe with you know, some funds that would keep them going, because they can't control weather. They do have a high suicide rate and accident rate in the farming industry. It's very stressful. So that was my idea. But along those lines, and I don't know if people are aware of this, is Dr. James Tour. They've been developing ways to make graphene out of any waste, anything that's carbon-based. So that would, instead of having a landfill, we could actually have something set up that takes high voltage electricity, and it takes it up to about 3,500 degrees Kelvin, and they run the electricity through the material, turns it into graphene, and the byproduct is hydrogen. And you can collect that hydrogen for fuel source too. And once something's made into graphene, it can be reused and reused and reused. One example, just like the 1% addition of graphene into a concrete will strengthen the concrete about 30% more, and reduce the amount that you have to use for creating that. But thanks.
Thank you. Any other public comment? Any online?
Just one, Keystone Chief, congrats, Counselor Snook.
All right, well, we've completed our agenda. We will not meet next week due to be a Thanksgiving. And our next meeting will be Thursday, November 30th, 2023. And we want to wish everyone a happy Thanksgiving and safe travels if you're going to visit family elsewhere. And so thank you for attending, and we'll see you in 2 weeks.
Yeah. I gotta run this time.
Do you have any comments? Sorry, I didn't.
Okay, so you know exactly. Just, you know, some of them are experiencing.